Hello guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to Sid Meier's Civilization 5, playing as Greece and trying our hardest to get a diplomatic victory. We are still at war with Washington. He started it, declared war on us a couple of episodes ago. Not too sure why, because we were actually friendly at the time, but he is a little bit of a backstabber in this game. We decided last video that we were actually going to try and take out his capital city, because if we don't try and take any of his cities, it is just going to leave him to fester and he'll rebuild his armies and try and attack us over and over again. Decided we might as well go for the capital because, one, it gives us the opportunity to potentially backdoor a domination victory later on should we need to. It'll also pretty much deliver the biggest blow to him, and we will get a few of his wonders. Annoyingly, he does have the Great Wall though, which is actually making it quite hard to assault the city. And I've only just started getting siege units. My units are a little bit beat up, but I haven't lost anything. So at this point, we are still in with a chance of taking it. It is just going to be quite slow. Washington has already offered peace once or twice, mainly because the AI does what it usually does, completely underestimates the player's ability to decimate its attacking army. So he doesn't really have any forces left. He is kind of stuck in the middle. Kathmandu's being attacked by barbarians, wherever it is. I think it's almost sorted it out, but it still has a little bit of a problem with them. What I could do with doing is keeping our money going. I might start selling my iron and horses, actually, because I have a massive surplus of iron and horses. I'm sure we could find someone to sell that to. Let's just have a look, actually. We are friendly with Morocco. Let's go into trade. Would you, by any chance, be willing to... We need silver. Would you swap 7 iron for silver? You can go away. Will you buy 5 iron for 10 gold per turn? Will you buy it for 8 gold per turn? 7. Will you buy iron for any amount of gold per turn? Is he going to get annoyed if I keep asking him? So you want me to give you iron and horses for nothing? How about go and do one? Okay, so maybe we're not going to do that. Let's go into the next turn then and see how many of our units survive. Actually taking a bit of bombard damage from Washington's capital. Now, it is handy, of course, that I do have my units quite spread out. And there's a lot of stuff there for him to fire at. Oh, now you want to be friends. Okay, yeah, let's do it. You still won't buy my iron, though, will you? Okay, so the knights are getting bombarded, which isn't surprising. Now, very surprising that he didn't actually attack the same unit twice. He'd have been much, much better off had he done that, but he decided not to, which is very, very strange. Obviously, he's getting some units coming out of New York that we do have to be careful of. We've got a worker there, which we stole from him last time around. Kathmandu has some more barbarians to deal with. Now, they're going to run around and start pillaging Kathmandu's stuff. We will try and go down there and sort that out at some point. I can't do it right now, unfortunately, because... you know, I'm too busy with this war. The first thing we're going to do is have an attack on these guys. Try and weaken them up if we can. I would have preferred to use my bombard on the city, but not really in a position to do that. You guys are going to keep trying to take these guys out. Now, they are running around and pillaging, but they're actually pillaging America's stuff, so that's not too bad for me. You're healing up. We can take this worker and try and escape. Probably won't manage it because these great walls are annoying. You are going to pillage to recover, and we will get you to guard up. So what ideally we want to try and do is see if we can get you guys to guard up as well. We might lose those knights. It's hardly surprising. Is it worth doing this? I'm considering actually using my Great General here. It would capture these hexes, which would only really give me the iron. And this land will become mine anyway. However, it would make it a little bit easier for me to get units closer to Washington. I think I'm going to do it because I don't think the Great General is actually giving us all that much in the way of benefits at the moment. So we're going to construct a citadel here. So we now steal some of his land, which is very, very nice. and we get that iron, which is already connected up because it's already got an improvement on there, and we can bring units back here to heal should we need to. That is very, very good. Let's continue using these workers to do something useful, although we've got the age-old problem of too many workers and not enough work for them to do right now. We did set up another city down here, so it is potentially worth getting you down to come and deal with that. While we've got the money in the bank, we are going to go into Mercenary and buy the gold tile. Definitely want to get that done. Right, where were we heading with you? Colombo. We were going to Colombo, so let's see if we can get down to Colombo without getting attacked by barbarians. Unit needs orders. We are still slowly creeping this trebuchet towards the front. We've got this one trying to heal up, of course. It's in its own territory now, which makes life a little bit easier. Question comes as, who is Washington going to try and bombard? Is he going to have another go at the knights, or is he going to try and hit the swordsman that we've got here? He's going for the knights. Still didn't wipe them out, though. And once again, he's decided... Oh, his archers probably can't fire over the forest. Right, okay, that would make sense. Would like to take these archers out if possible. I wonder if Samarkand's actually ever going to get involved instead of just posturing on his borders. We do certainly need to get a lot more units going. And I suppose it's always possible that Carthage might come in and help deal with these barbarians, but it's probably unlikely. Athens loves the king because we have gold connected up. So let us see about doing whatever we can do. We are going to fire at these guys. Doesn't quite kill them off, but it will take them down relatively low. So close, so close. We've dealt with those barbarians down there, so you can heal up. We can move that worker now. Oh, that was the knight. It was the worker I wanted to move. Oh, well. Still do want to move the worker, so we're going to do that. Now the worker is in our own territory. I'll probably actually consider... No, I won't sell him. There is some work for him to do. We'll get him to move over there. I was going to consider selling him because I didn't think he had an awful lot left that he could do. Now, we need to think about getting this trebuchet into place. The problem we have is that... Washington's actually quite well defended here because there is a hill, which obviously will take 2 turns for us to get onto, and he's also got these forests here, which we can't really see over, so we do have to be careful there. So we can just about get our great profit into Colombo. Let's go on to the next turn, see what happens. Looks like the Carthaginians are actually helping Kathmandu with the barbarian issue. That's nice. They're running horses into pikemen is never a great idea. Okay, what are you going to do, America? You want to open borders. I'm going to say yes for now, just to keep friendly with you. But I'm keeping my eye on you. I really, really am keeping my eye on you. Yeah, these guys are actually going to get taken out now. So that, I think, is actually our first unit lost in this war. Possibly the second, but definitely not the third. And the Venter is also dealing with some American triremes over there as well, which is very nice. That helps me out. So all I want to do is take the capital. The moment we can take it, assuming we can, then I will peace out straight away. That is the plan. Got to be careful though, because of course we don't want to end up wasting too much of our sort of efforts in doing this. We have managed to produce another cargo ship, which is very, very nice. We'd like to get some more military units out at this point, but I think what is probably going to be most sensible is continuing to try and get up our money and our growth. Now, we do have a few sea tiles here. We don't actually have any sea resources, though, so a lighthouse probably isn't the most useful thing right now, though we do have quite a limitation on food. Let's get a granary going. We don't have any wheat or bananas, but it will give us +2 food here anyway, so that is worth having. We are going to use you to fire at these guys and take them out straight away. Now, I prefer to try and assault the city with both of my trebuchets on the same turn, but it's probably unlikely to happen. If you move up there, you're going to get to set up, but you're not going to get to fire before you get hit, which would be very unfortunate. You guys can go over there. You're going to build a farm. This knight can just heal up at this point. You are just going to stay there for this turn. In fact, what you are going to do is set up, because at least it means you can fire should you need to. This cargo ship is going to go somewhere safe, hopefully. Samarkand should be safe. It's the only place you can reach, really. Yeah, gives us the most gold, so let's go ahead and do that. And let's go on to the next turn, because there's not an awful lot else that we can do. I may get to a point where I decide that I've just had enough of messing around with Washington and just declare peace, build up an army, and try and roll over him later. I'd prefer not to be the aggressor in this instance. I'm also worried that Carthage might try and retake Kathmandu at this point, which obviously would be very, very bad. We've already liberated Kathmandu once, so we know that Carthage aren't above taking them out. Now, he did manage to survive. I'm not entirely sure how. Leventer actually manages to take that trireme out. Good stuff. Would be nice if they would actually come and help, though. Looks like that may have been another one. Oh, no, that was a missionary with the look of things. I just happened to see the icon just before it went down. So, yes, I could do without having a war with Kathmandu and America at the same time. We've got a unit promoted. You actually get a promotion. I'm going to give you the insta-heal. And I've got to do that because if I don't, you are going to insta-die. If I move to that hex, I'm in bombardment range of New York. If I move to this hex, I'm in bombardment range of Washington. So I'm pretty stuffed wherever I go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap with this trebuchet. And I'm going to move this trebuchet up here, even though I know that it isn't actually fully healed at this point. Still waiting on that crossbowman. We are going to need a melee unit so that we are able to take it later, of course. We could get ourselves another long swordsman in Athens. Is there anything that we need to get going in the way of wonders? Quite possibly. Culture would be nice and a great writer, but not necessarily needed. Generation of great people, a great person of your choice. That could be quite useful. I think we'll try and get the Leaning Tower. We probably get beaten to it, but it is worth having a go. We'll get a pasture and get those cows connected up as quickly as possible. You guys are going to spread your religion. And Columbo's popped, and then we'll try and get out and see if we can't do the same thing to Sophia. But we do have to be careful because there's a barbarian camp down there. Don't know whether or not that has been removed yet. I still think all in all, the war against Washington is going my way. Not particularly quickly, but I'm certainly not on the losing end, put it that way. The only thing that we've got to be careful of, obviously, is if we start to lose a lot of units very quickly. But he will accept a peace, so if we need to peace out, we will peace out. Actually lost that trebuchet, which is very, very disappointing. This is the reason why I actually wanted to get 2 trebuchets in place at the same time. So we may actually struggle to get Washington as much as I would love to take this city. At this moment in time, it is just too well defended. As I've said, if we don't take him out, he will attack us again, and we could always use that opportunity to go right ahead and deal with him. Right, so for some reason we can't actually see Washington there, which is very, very strange. So let's move you up onto the hill so we've got line of sight. I'm not sure why we didn't have line of sight on it. Yeah, the amount of damage that we do is actually quite pathetic at this point. So we could get consulates, which the resting point for the influence with all city-states is increased by 20, which obviously stacks with our Civ unique ability as well. It's very, very worth having. We could also go into Rationalism, though, which is really good because it will give us extra science while the Empire is happy. We are definitely happy. We've got plenty of happiness. So I think we're going to actually unlock Rationalism at this point, just because it'll be nice to stay ahead of the science curve. We've got these workers who are all done up there. What else can we get you to do? I suppose you could come over and build a farm. Oh, no, there's no point building anything here because you can't work it. We'll consider what we're going to do with you later. So let's just have a little look and see what Washington does to us. I assume now he's probably going to take out that other trebuchet, which would be very, very annoying, but I just don't have enough to deal with it. You want to deal with Napoleon? Fine. I don't really want to get involved with that right now, but feel free to go ahead and sort that out yourself. So that is my archers almost lost. Actually, it's my archers completely lost, which now means that this trebuchet no longer has a line of sight on the city. You want to give me 1 iron per turn to open my borders? Go away. Right, we are very much struggling to take out America. So, we are going to peace out. My reason for doing this is this wasn't supposed to be a game full of war. The only reason I actually decided to fight this war is because America declared war on me, and I figured that dealing them a blow would make my life a little bit easier in the later game. So as we're struggling taking out Washington, we've certainly weakened him, so what we'll try and do, if he will take it, we'll declare peace, we'll make sure we build a par army. We've already nicked a little bit of his land, and if he decides that he is going to cause a problem later, then we'll deal with that. He will actually give us New York. And I'm going to take it.
We welcome peace with your great nation.
And he's still friendly, which is amazing. It was your fault, you started it. Anyway, we are going to create a puppet for now. Just until it's out of rebellion, and then which is going to be 15 turns because it's quite a big city. But it does give us another coastal city. It also gives us another angle of attack to be able to come down here and attack Washington later. It's also one less city for him to be able to produce units at to defend Washington. So he's now down to 2 cities, I think, unless he's got any more hidden around that I cannot see. He does have a trebuchet there as well, so it's actually quite a good thing that that we did end it there when we did. So we've now finished researching economics. What would be the next best thing to go into? Now, industrialization could be quite good for us because we could actually get coal, which would be very, very useful. We could also get gunpowder and get our musket men and the Himeji Castle. There isn't really anything that gives us an awful lot more as far in terms of gold, with the exception of Big Ben. It does require us to unlock commerce, which we haven't done yet. We might be able to do it, though. We're going to go into industrialization, then we will go into compass to get the extended range on the sea trade routes, and then we'll look where we're going to go after that. Unit needs orders. You have connected those bananas up nicely. Thank you very much. So you can go over here and yeah, trading post actually doesn't seem like too much of a bad idea. We've had machinery stolen from us, and we've rigged the local elections in Sydney, which is nice, increasing our influence and reducing the influence of other major civs. If we actually have a look in Sydney, no one is currently allied with Sydney, so there's no reason to do a coup, but we will get some influence with Sydney all the same for having a spy in there. Trebuchet, you are just going to sit here on the front lines until you are needed. You guys will just continue to heal up. You guys continue to heal up. And what else have we got? Caravan, where are we going to go with you? Do we have any missions for a trade route? Always worth checking whenever you get one available. Samarkand actually want a road constructed between our capitals. That is something that we could do, because I do have a lot of workers sitting around not doing an awful lot. IF would like a trade route, so let's go ahead and do that. That will actually complete another mission for us. So we could build a road from Sparta to Samarkand. That's not a bad idea at all. I should have moved those guys, actually, because those are the ones that weren't actually doing anything. Dido has declared war on Washington. Now, that is actually good, except I just... Wow. Research agreement. It's going to cost me a lot of gold and iron and horses, which I'm not bothered about. I'm going to take it because research agreements are excellent. All I'm worried about now is that Dido might actually...
Is the following trade of interest to you?
Is that my last citrus? No, I do have a spare citrus. You want to give me 5 gold per turn and an embassy for citrus. How about you give me 7 gold per turn? How about you don't accept the embassy and just give me 7 gold per turn? How about you give me 6 gold per turn? Fine. Love how we're still friendly. Yes, my only concern now is that Carthage might actually take out Washington. Hopefully they'll just weaken it enough and I can swoop in at the last minute, because obviously now we do have a peace agreement. We can't actually attack America for a few turns. Kathmandu is really suffering with barbarians. We should probably go and deal with that as much as we can. Great Engineer has been born in the city of Athens, which is absolutely wonderful for us, because I'm going to use him to... It would be nice to build a manufactory, but I'm going to pop and get the Leaning Tower as quickly as possible. So we'll get that down to a single turn, which is very nice. Thank you very much. Over here at Corinth, we finished the granary. Don't really need the happiness. Culture would be nice. We could get the amphitheatre going. Let us get stable. We could get some more production. We do have horses. Let's get the workshop would be better, though. Get a workshop going for now. Sparta has finished its crossbowmen. I'm going to build a bank, and then I'm going to go back to building military units, because we will need to deal with New York at some point. You guys are going to get over here, because you're going to build the road up. A unit gets a promotion, which is this crossbowman. We are going to give you accuracy, and we'll move you up as and when we can, get you closer towards the front. You guys are working your way over to Sophia. We can end that turn there. Let's just keep our eye on what's happening between Carthage and Washington. Obviously, Washington's already got a lot of stuff pillaged. Right, mutual embassies. Let's go for that. That's fine. So, hopefully, we'll let Carthage just soften them up, and then we'll go in and try and take them out at a later time. Well, I mean, we don't need to take Washington. We don't need to take his capital. We don't need to take anyone's cities at all. We've already got one of his cities, so that has, you know, suffered a blow. What I was intending to do was to try and take Washington and then take New York in the peace deal. New York is the better city, though, because it does give me another coastal city. Brilliant. So we get the Leaning Tower of Pisa. We are going to try and get in over here if we can. I get a free great person of my choice. Now, the best one for me is actually probably going to be the Great Merchant, because that's what we are playing towards. So we now have a Great Merchant. We will set him up here in our capital. We do want him on a tile which can be worked. Now, which tile is the least useful to us? Probably this one here. We've got a farm that's actually producing 2 food. We're not working that. Why isn't it showing as anything? Let's just go... Oh, wrong button. That's a very messy view. Yield icons. Yeah, 2 food over here. So... yeah, I think we'll put it here instead of this farm. So let us take you, move you to there. So we'll lose the 2 food, but we will gain 5 gold. But that's obviously 5 gold with the multipliers. So we'll just go into Athens, we'll look at the citizen management. We do want to have this tile worked. We've got plenty of food, so growth isn't an issue at all. We are production focused. We could just go gold focus at this point. We also want to make sure that stays locked in, because that is an excellent tile. Anything else here that we really need? Nope, I think we're good there. So we're working the market. We could also work the bank. Do lose a little bit of food for that. We could also... don't want to put 2 people in the universities. It will take a long time to grow if we do that. But we'll put 1 person in the university just so we can start to work towards getting ourselves a great scientist. Now that the Leaning Tower has finished, we could... now, we still need a university in Knossos and Mackinac. And the reason that another reason that I've left New York as a puppet city is that means that that city doesn't actually count towards what is needed for unlocking the Oxford University. East India Company is more useful, so we still need to get markets. Might have enough money to buy one. No Sus and Magnets, have a look. How much is going to be a market? Right, okay. Market is going to be built in 2 turns in Knossos, so we will purchase a market here if we can, 500. Can't do it for a turn or two yet. Oh dear, we actually have barbarians pillaging our stuff. We're going to have to go and deal with that. I'm not sure why Persia aren't dealing with them. Let us take these knights. And we'll come down here because, of course, we know that Kathmandu are having some problems. There's clearly a lot of barbarian issues going on down here. Where are my workers, actually? Are they safe? Yeah, they can't reach the workers, so we will be good. We'll just bombard them when we need to. We'll have to produce some sort of military units down there at some point to make us safe. So we're not going to build anything that takes too long here yet because we need to wait 2 turns for that market to finish. Is there anything useful that we could build here that will cost us 2 turns? Let's go for the aqueduct to help the growth. Unit very much needs orders, which are you guys. I think we'll put you guys up here on the hill. Seems an ideal place for you. Still 13 turns of resistance from New York. See, ideally, I wouldn't want to go to war with Washington again until New York is out of resistance, so I can more easily utilise it as a forward base at this point. Now you want to go open borders. I am going to say no, and do you know why? Because you declared war on me, and now you're at war with somebody else, and that means that you are struggling. So have fun with that. You backstabby little git. So, just waiting for all of the turns to finish. See what those barbarians do. Can't believe I actually missed the notification that they'd pillaged one of my upgrades. They are actually close enough now to be bombarded by the city. Although they're in Persia's land now, and they still haven't dealt with them, which is a little bit of a shame. We will need to go and connect that back up as soon as possible. Very, very tempting to go and, if we get another great general, to go and stick a citadel down on one of these hexes and nick some their bananas and citrus, but I couldn't possibly do that, could I? That would cause some issues, no doubt. Ah, that wasn't a good place to land, was it? We can get across there via water, though, so we'll go ahead and do that. Need to pick a new faith selection, so we can no longer have, I think it was pagodas, so let's go back onto monasteries. We can get another one of those up. You guys could come and build a farm here, I suppose. There's probably nothing wrong with doing that. So, oh, trading post. No, trading post would be ideal. You guys are just going to route to here and get as far as you can. Trireme, why have you finished doing stuff? I suppose you've done all that you can, haven't you? Yeah, no reachable areas to explore at the moment. So, I think what we'll actually try and do is bring you home. Where's our closest coastal city that you can land? It is going to be Corinth, isn't it? We'll bring you home. You can't actually get there. Okay, you're obviously blocked in by something at the moment. Oh, it's because he's blocking you, I see. Okay, just stay there for now. Skip this turn, and then we will see if we can do something with you later on. There we go. Unit needs orders. We're having a look down here so we can see... Ah, the Barbarian Camp. There it is. We knew there was going to be one down there somewhere. We are the stronger unit because these are knights and these are only horsemen. So we will go down there on... Well, as soon as we can get to them, hopefully deal with them. I'm just being very, very wary of Corinth around... Not Corinth, Carthage, around Kathmandu, because I do not trust them. No, you're not having open borders, go away. You should have thought about that, although saying that, they do seem to have much, much better military tech than Carthage, because Carthage are getting their ass handed to them, much like Brazil did against Germany last night. So, come on. Just all the city-states shuffling their units around, and back to my turn again. And America is still in the lead with the tech. Right, how far down can you guys get? You can attack on this very turn, so you're going to do that and clear this camp out. Well, not on this turn, but you will. Your mission is to clear this camp out, which you will do on the next turn. Let us fire at these, even though they're not technically in our lands anymore. They keep pillaging stuff. We haven't got this improved yet, so it's actually not all that bad. Knossos has finished the market. We'll probably get the universities up and running as much as we can. Now, I'd like to get these guys to go over here and do the do the gold and get that connected. But at this point, it seems a little bit of a silly idea with these pikemen around. We could come over here potentially and build a trading post. Now, they're not going to be able to capture me because they'll take the river crossing and they'll use all of their movement, so we are safe from them, at least on this turn. You can spread your religion to Sophia. Was it enough? 6 followers and 12 pressure. Not quite enough, but I think what I'll do then is I'll then take you over to Cape Town and try and spread there as well. You now should be able to continue your automated exploration. Yes, you can. And it's probably got time to squeeze another turn in. I'm actually quite happy with my decision now to end the war against Washington. As you can see from the scoreboard, he's now actually 5th and he's at war with somebody else. So he shouldn't be too much of a problem to me at the moment. It also means I can go back to putting a spy in his capital and trying to steal tech from him, which isn't a bad idea. He's only got 1 or 2 techs more than me, and they could be sort of low-end tech, so it might not necessarily be worth it. We have beelined to some of the higher level techs. So an enemy is near, which is you guys still. Didn't quite kill him off. Now, we did get these longswordsmen from a city-state, which is very nice. We'll take you through the city here. We will bring our workers somewhere nice and safe. We've finished our monument here, so let's go ahead and get a library going. We do want to keep ahead in science. Athens has finished the aqueduct. We can now build the East India Company. And the East India Company is very nice. It gives us 4 gold per turn. The cost goes up the more cities there are in the Empire, but trade routes that other players make to a city with an East India Company will generate an extra 4 gold for the city owner, and the trade route owner gains 2 additional gold for each trade route. It's probably better to try and build this in whichever city you have the most trade routes from, but it's nice just to have it anywhere, so we are going to get it in Athens because it'll be built quicker, and we've got better things to do, to be perfectly honest. You workers are going to stay safe there, hopefully. You guys have now built the trading post there. Not sure if I want to take this jungle down and keep it around for science might be a better idea. So let us go up here and, well, actually we could go over here and build a trading post because trading post doesn't actually remove the jungle. And then it gives you a nice little hex that generates science from the jungle, generates food from the jungle, and also generates money from the trading post as well. So it would basically give us, I think it's 2 science, 2 food, and 2 gold, which makes it a really, really nice tile to have. So let us... I'm going to move you guys up here, actually. Just try and get a line of sight around and see what America are up to. You guys are just going to stay up there, as usual. Ah, they've spawned some more units. Well, not to worry. We should still almost be able to take these guys out. Not quite. It's better to take... I mean, these guys are weak, so we'll take these guys out first and destroy the encampment. We still also need to find where that other camp is that's down near our other city, because that's being a bit of a problem right now. Okay, one more turn, which will be the final turn on this video. Our happiness has dropped quite a bit. I mean, our cities have been growing, and of course we did take New York in the peace deal, so that is one of the reasons why we've taken a major dive to the happiness. As soon as it's out of resistance, we can make it a... we can annex the city, and then we can put a courthouse in there to offset the unhappiness from having an extra city. Saying that, though, I might leave it as a puppet until as late as possible, because I do want to get things like the Oxford University built, so it's probably worth leaving it for as long as I can. You guys take this Barbarian Camp out, and that will actually help Kathmandu out a little bit, and it gives us some more gold you can get over here. We're going to continue to fire at these guys. You guys should be able to finish them off. Didn't quite manage it. I'm very surprised at that, actually. So you can stay there for another turn. I was rather hoping we could get you to go and start on that gold, but no such luck. So let us build a trading post. You guys are just going to sit there. And that is the end of that turn. So we still need to get another couple of trade routes up and running. We're 5 turns away from industrialization, but we can't actually build Big Ben unless we unlock commerce. We are still 13 turns away from our next social policy, unless we get something else like a great writer that will give us a quick boost to it. I don't think we are due any great writers anywhere though, so not worrying too much about that. We will be getting a great merchant not too far away, so that will be quite nice. Apart from that, yeah, I mean, commerce is a good one to get. It's a little bit weird, actually, because if you actually look at the imagery for these social policies and you see the ships in commerce, almost makes it look like commerce is more of a naval thing and exploration is more of a land thing. But it's actually the other way around, because if you actually look at the exploration tree, exploration gives you additional movement and sight for naval units. It also gives you extra production in coastal cities. It gives you happiness for harbours, seaports and lighthouses, gold for harbours, seaports and lighthouses, great admirals, and gold from sea trade routes. So the only thing that's useful really in exploration for us is the treasure fleets, which is a long way down the exploration tree. If you look at commerce, commerce actually gives you a gold boost in the capital city, just for having it. It gives you a 25% additional gold in your capital city, which is absolutely brilliant, especially as in our case, we've already built 2 customs houses there. So the gold, the 25% boost will count on top of those as well. If we adopt all the policies in the commerce tree, it means we get an extra 1 gold per turn from every trading post, and we're building quite a lot of those. It'll also allow us to build great merchants with our faith, so that is a very, very useful tree. On top of that, we will get additional gold from land trade routes, and it reduces the maintenance paid on roads, which is going to be ideal for us because our civilization is very spread out. We've got a lot of cities connected by a lot of roads. We could save a ton of money just by not having to pay the full maintenance on that. Great merchants earn 25% faster and get double the amount of gold from sending them on trade missions, which we will be doing later on. Mercenary Army isn't something that we really worry about too much, which basically just allows you to use gold to purchase a special type of unit, although we could use that if we do end up going to war with America or Carthage or somebody else. Mercantilism also very, very nice because it means that if we want to purchase any buildings, they cost 25% less gold. It also means that mints, markets, banks and stock exchanges will generate an extra 1 gold per turn. Now, we've already got mints and markets and banks built pretty much everywhere, or at least that's the plan. When we unlock the stock exchange, we'll do the same thing. So we'll pretty much get an extra 4 science in every city that we have. And then we'd get an extra 2 happiness from each luxury resource, which again is going to be very, very useful to us because, as we've already discovered on this map, we don't actually have an awful lot of luxury resources. So commerce is probably going to be the most useful social policy tree for us to start unlocking now. It would be nice to actually get more stuff in rationalism, but I think we're actually keeping up on science at the moment, so I'm not too worried about that. The patronage tree I would like to finish, because adopting all the policies means that city-states occasionally send us great people. So it would be nice to do that. So we are going to have to concentrate on our culture building so we can get our social policies a little bit quicker. But that's enough waffle from me for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you're still enjoying the series, and I'll see you next time. So until then, goodbye for now.